Right now, man, we're gonna talk about Paul George, and did he get Doc Rivers fired? Absolutely, absolutely got him fired. I'm not sure Doc Rivers was really the answer. Is Doc Rivers a good coach? I don't know. I mean, if you could give me Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and one of the top three power forwards ever, Kevin Garnett, a defensive specialist who can play the four or the five, and he's the next to Tim Duncan on the all-time greatest list, unless you put Karl Malone on there, who's ringless, who should probably be number one, but whatever. And he was like, well, Paul George was like, it's, wasn't a, you know, I don't know. He just said, well, you know what? It's not championship or bust. And you're just like, what are you talking about? Every year is championship or bust. And this was especially championship or bust because, one, they hawked the farm and mortgaged everything to get you over there. And they're paying you a bunch of money. And if I did it in a vacuum, you're better than every other Denver Nuggets player on that team. If you size them up, who you got? Paul George is better than every player, right? And you got Doc Rivers, right? And you got a depleting LeBron, right? And Giannis got knocked out, right? Toronto didn't make it, right? Because of the weird bubble. There's no KD, there's no Kyrie. There's Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are on the sideline who held the league hostage for like 5 years. And Draymond Green is not there. And blah, blah, blah. And LeBron did heavy lifting with Damian Lillard and James Harden and everything you can think of. And now it's not championship or bust. Well, Paul George, when do you think you're going to have another opportunity to win the chip? When? If not now, when? What do you mean it's not championship or bust? Every year is championship or bust. Every single year. Everyone. Next year will be championship or bust. Next year will be championship or bust. That's why they play. What do you think they're playing for? Well, you know what, Paul? We'll pay you your money. You think you get paid millions of dollars to make the playoffs? They think you're going to contribute to winning the championship. You got Kawhi Leonard. You got a team. Most people thought and was betting that you could probably beat the Lakers. We see the Lakers. It's like they could have lost yesterday against Jimmy Buckets. And you're telling me it's not championship or bust. This is why Paul George, and in my opinion, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, him and Carmelo. I don't understand him or Carmelo. They're outstanding talents that do not have the desire to win. I've rarely seen Carmelo dive on the floor for a loose rebound. I've seen it once, but he never dives. He's just too cool, and everything lines up for Paul George. He can cross you over and step back and hit a nice jumper, and it looks perfect. But when the game is gritty and somebody plays defense or he misses a shot, he goes into this weird pouting mode, and just as crispy as his hair is, and his no homo, his weird pink lips that, perfectly outlined human face of Paul George. He's not that good. He's not the dude. It is championship or bust. And every year you should feel horrible because you got Doc Rivers fired. And really, it should have been the fact that they could have used Austin Rivers. Because Pat Beverly was horrible. But this isn't about the Clippers. This is about Paul George being just, you've seen it once and, when he played in Indiana, he's mediocre. He's just happy to be in the playoffs. He was happy to play against LeBron and be on TV. And then he went to OKC and he was just happy to be there. And now he's happy to be in the basement and the Lakers major media market, the downstairs team to the Los Angeles Lakers, and live in LA where it's sunny outside and you're $1 million athlete and you probably got a nice car and a nice life. But it's championship or bust every year. And Paul George just doesn't want it, and Kawhi Leonard is not the leader, and because he's off-centered or off-kiltered or whatever. But Paul George, what is wrong with you? Championship or bust. And now Doc Rivers goes to the Sixers, and they got the same thing. Joel Embiid doesn't want it, and Ben Simmons can't develop a jump shot, and whatever. Horford's taking threes from the logo. What do you expect out of these guys? Anyway, he got Doc Rivers fired, and I'm not saying he shouldn't have got fired because Doc Rivers, everything happened under your watch. No accountability, and I don't know if he's that good because he hasn't won since he had Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. Anyway, follow me on Best Podcast 2020 on Instagram, and See what's going on.